This is something that fans have been waiting a long time for, but yes, finally, I'm back on YouTube. Oh, and also, Iron Maiden have got the new tune out. Hi there, everybody. I'm Elliot Lever92. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is 5 Minute Reviews. Yes, folks, in the words of Kurt Angle, it's true. It's damn true. For the first time in 6 years, British heavy metal champions Iron Maiden have released brand new music. After actually what has been about a year of teasers that have built themselves up over the last month, the band finally dropped their new song, The Writing on the Wall, at 6 PM BST on the day this video is uploaded. The song was written by singer Bruce Dickinson and guitarist Adrian Smith, co-produced by bassist Steve Harris and their longtime producer Kevin Shirley. And even more special, it came with an animated video. After Bruce initially got a concept for the video, he teamed up with two former Pixar executives, Mark Andrews and Andrew Gordon, who are both massive Maiden fans, and they chose Blink Inc., an animation studio in London, to produce what was a brilliant cinematic video. The video showed a bloated president coming into a huge structure that looked exactly like the one that has been on the Belshazzar feast posters that have been dotted around the internet in anticipation from this. As it all grew and the anticipation grew, a new Eddie, a new Iron Maiden mascot form, came out as a samurai, released two people who were meant to be Adam and Eve, and they were handed an apple and drove off into the sunset in what I believe was the president's open Cadillac. There were also 4 riders of the apocalypse on motorbikes. There were loads of other bits and bobs involved in it. But I'm not here to talk about the video. I'm here to talk about the song. Now, you might be thinking, how are you going to do this in 5 minutes? The video's already that length. I've got 5 minutes to review this bad boy. So I'm going to get a clock up in the corner and let's go. First and foremost about this, there is a slight twist in style that Maiden are used to. They've gone a little bit country. And you might immediately think, that's not good. Believe me on this one. It's not the first time they've done something that's got an outlaw country feel to it. They did it back in 1986 on Somewhere in Time. If you listen to Stranger in a Strange Land, it's got that little bit of feel, but this time it's a lot more explicit. The song begins with a more country acoustic-led opening from the Three Amigos. Funnily enough, that's what the 3 members of Maiden are called for the uninitiated. The song is very mid-paced. It's not exactly a quick number, and there isn't the real traditional Maiden gallop to it. It's got more stomp than gallop in it. When A Matter of Life and Death was released in 2006, one reviewer said that Maiden are aging gracefully. The songs canter where they once galloped, and this time I would say that's the same. It might even be more of a trot now, but again, this is only the first song of what we're expected to be a new album, so the chances are is that there may be other things coming later down the line which have got more gallop into it. The song goes on to talk about seeing the writing on the wall. It talks about the dangers of capitalism and the dangers of being a fat cat and the dangers of the higher echelons in society who basically, kind of rain on everyone else's parade, and the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, and how they've got to watch their backs one day because it could all catch up to them. After that, in song structure wise, it is a kind of classic Maiden formula, verse, chorus, bit of solo stuff, chorus, more solo stuff, ending. It is a little bit Maiden by numbers. However, Maiden, if this does turn out to be the first lead single of a new album, Maiden have done that sort of thing actually over the last 2 records. The Final Frontier's lead single was El Dorado, and the Book of Souls lead single was Speed of Light, and both of those were quite Maiden by the numbers as well. But they drew people in and they kept people intrigued, kept people hanging on until the rest of the album came out, and actually a lot more of that was more interesting. The chorus in this is really nice. It's really laid back. It's really easy on the ear. It's really easy to listen to. It will be really good across a field at a festival. And actually, it wouldn't surprise me whether this has been released and then this will form part of the Legacy of the Beast 2022 tour when the band get back out next year to continue the greatest hit set that's been postponed since 2020. The three amigos are the stars of this: Adrian Smith, Yannick Gers and Dave Murray. They're all fantastic in their own right. They all have their own moments to shine, and they all do so brilliantly. Just because this has been written by Dickinson and Smith, it doesn't mean that the other guys won't have their own input into it. And they all build up what is a classic Maiden sound. Just because it's not maybe in their style that you're maybe used to, it's not quite as progressive as some of the old albums, and it's not quite as gallopy as some of the old albums, you still can tell it's an Iron Maiden song because of those guitar tones, because of the way that they play. You can hear Steve in the background and Nico and Bruce. All the elements are there. They've just been rearranged slightly to make up something a bit different. Kevin Shirley, who's produced this along with Steve, is known as the Caveman because it can sound like that his records are recorded in a cave. And actually, that has been to Maiden's detriment in the past. A lot of the Final Frontier, for example, sounded like it was demo material because the production wasn't great. However, on this one, it really works. It feels more stripped back and it feels rawer. And as opposed to something like No Prayer for the Dying, which in my own opinion is the worst Iron Maiden album and really didn't work, this time it does. Little bits of the progression in the middle and the guitars hark back to No Prayer for the Dying, but it works a lot better this time around. Overall, it's a solid 7 out of 10 Iron Maiden track. It's nothing spectacular, it's not an absolute banger, but it's certainly not as diabolical as it could be. Where they go from here, who knows? But it's going to be a lot of fun finding out. That's The Writing on the Wall. It's available on Spotify right now for your convenience. Go and check it out if you've got a free 6.5 minutes. Hi there guys, thank you very much for checking out this 5-minute review. If you like what you saw, please do click the like button and subscribe, as that will really help me out. Also follow me on all of my other social channels. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok and Twitch at ElliotLever92, the same as this channel on here. I will see you very, very soon. Stay heavy.